This is Sudowrite 101. This is the very beginning course. We don't expect you to know anything when you're here in this course. Would you put in the chat a 1 if you're new here? I'd like to see who all's new and who isn't. Some of you I know, and I know you're not new. Yeah, Nicole. For those of you who really are new here, Nicole is our lead Sudowrite ambassador. She likes to claim she's new, but she likes to ask all these questions. Now, Devon, I know you're not a -1. You've been here before.
Yeah, I like his response.
Somebody else did that the other day to something, but I'm not sure it was a Sudowrite something or not. It was like on a scale of 1 to 5, and they were a -10 or something. As I go through it, I'll be presenting the brand new stuff for the brand new people. However, at the end, I'll give you a chance to ask your questions about anything. So if you want to get into more advanced stuff there, you can. But I don't want to take away from the basics for the newcomers, because this is what this class is meant for. And it says you're going to learn where every feature is and what it does. No, you're not. There's lots of features, and I'll concentrate on the most important ones. I hope, as I see it, the most important ones tonight. But we can do other ones later. The next class, which is tomorrow night, will build on this one. And so we'll try to move along in all the 3 classes. The 3rd class is on Thursday night because I don't teach on Wednesday night. What's that, Lisa?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. And if you have questions as I go along, feel free to unmute or type in the chat and ask me, because I really like an interactive class. Some people don't. So that's what this, according to the staff, the course outline is introduction and greeting, demonstration, and we're going to do the interface tour, and we're going to talk about the features, and then a Q&A at the end. I would rather do the Q&A as we go along to address what I'm talking about at that time. If I miss anything or you have anything at the end, then yes, we'll do Q&A at the end. Or we could do more advanced stuff if there's something, a burning issue that you have. And then the class curriculum this is the first class. It's the introduction to Sudowrite. And the next class is where we actually get into start generating prose. We might generate a little bit tonight, but mostly the important prose stuff is in the 201. And in getting the best results is 301. So it will be how to get better results. And I hope in the meantime that you'll practice, that you'll come in with your questions, with your problems, because that's one of the best ways to learn, is find out what you're having trouble with. If you're having trouble with something, then probably everybody else is too. You'll be doing everybody a favor if you bring your questions and your problems. And then the special topics, we do all kinds of classes and different topics. And so if you keep an eye on that, you can see what that is. But basically, the 400 classes are ones that don't fit into much of anywhere else. But we do expect you to have Sudowrite knowledge to be able to understand them. They're more like special interests. So, and if you have a class that you don't see, mention it in the Discord, because we listen to the Discord, we being the teachers and the ambassadors, and also the teams in there. Oh, absolutely, you can get the Discord link. If you're not in Discord now, you really need to be, because that's where all the discussion happens. You can get your questions answered pretty quick there, unless it's a technical thing that the team needs to address, because they actually take time off. And most of us are on the computer a lot, so we're around. But if we can help you out, we certainly will help you out.
I posted the link in the chat, but
Just so y'all know, the easiest way, honestly, is to go to the question mark that you'll see on Miss Lynn's page whenever she shows that stuff.
I'm getting ready to show that as we speak.
And I highly recommend downloading the app, going to the Discord website and downloading the app for your computer. I don't know why, but it's so much easier to log in via the app than constantly going in through the website version.
You think so?
Oh, I do. Yes, ma'am. That website will take me around in a circle. Please log in. I log in. That account's already in use. I know. I'm trying to log into it. Please reset.
That's what you get for having multiple accounts. I do too, but I don't log into the other one a lot. Let me share the screen. Back up to, and we will look at what Nicole was talking about. Okay, this is the Sudowrite home screen. When you first get in, unless it's changed, you will be in the middle, you'll be brought to an empty project. But if you go back to if you're in a project, you get a little house right there. And if you go back to it, you'll be in your home screen and it will show you all your projects you've got. And you can tell I've got a few, other people have more than I do. But this is the question mark Nicole's talking about. So if you click on the question mark, you can find the frequently asked questions. And I'm not sure how long ago that was updated. But the join our Discord is the second box. And you really need to be in there. I can't stress that enough. It's a great community. It's very friendly, very supportive, and you can get your questions answered faster there than anywhere else. There is a guide. There's a place to suggest a feature or report a bug. And they have the email in the chat, but usually the Discord is faster. If you need to get a hold of the team, you can email guy at sudowrite.com and that will go to them and they have a priority queue thing that somebody's supposed to be on duty all the time watching it. So you can take a look at that and get your questions answered that way rather than the chat. I'm not sure the chat even works. And here's where you can register for more classes. You can see what's on the board. I think May is pretty well sketched out now. And join the community is once again the Discord. I think. I hope they don't have it pointed back at Slack. And the gear wheel here will give you information about your account. It will tell you how many credits you've used and how many you have left. If you have bought credits, I'm not sure they've changed it otherwise, but you can show how many credits will expire when. Ooh, I better get to generating. And how many credits you purchased. The purchase credits will roll over. Your subscription credits that you get every month will not. They will reset at the beginning of your month. If you can see here, mine will reset on May 12th, and it says at 11 a.m. Now, I'm not sure that there's been problems with the server not recognizing daylight time and standard time. I would say that's plus or minus an hour. Don't wait until your very last minute to hang on to it. You can set your text size. I have mine fairly large because when I teach, I want y'all to see it pretty easily. You can raise it up and you can lower it down. You can change your line spacing. You can change your font. And I don't know whether Quattro or Courier is the main font. There's also a dyslexic font if that will help you out. You can try them out, see what you like. I like Merriweather. I don't know why. Maybe because it's a serif. You can also change your theme. The default theme is a sorbet, which is a light theme. It's a pastel theme. And for me, I find that hard on my eyes, but you may like it. Keep it if you like it. You can toggle your word count on and off. You can toggle your paragraph indent on and off. The other themes, Amber, Forest, and Aurora, Cauldron, and Charcoal are all dark themes. Amber's dark with amber highlights. And Forest has green. And Aurora Borealis, I don't know because I don't, okay, is a teal. That must be what Lenal uses. And Cauldron is gray and black. Or I guess it's didn't used to be purple, I didn't think. And Moonbeam is another lighter one that's very light. So I'll go back to my favorite Cauldron. Here's where, if you've got multiple accounts, you can log out, log into another one. The tour, I'm not sure if it's been updated or not. It'll walk you through some of the stuff. So when you come up here, you can either go into existing project or create a new one. Tonight, we'll create a new one. And if I don't name it, it will give it a number. So apparently this is my 141st project. But I'm going to just back up, and this is, Sudowrite 101, and this is 5624, okay? So we're gonna add that. There are several things you can do here on the home screen. You can do all of your writing here if you want to. And this was how Sudowrite began, with these tools right here. And they're very useful. I'm going to start where I usually start with Brainstorm. You can use outside tools if you want to, but anything you can do outside, you can do here. So if I go into Brainstorm, it's got some predefined prompts: dialogue, characters, world building, plot point, names, places, objects, descriptions, article ideas, tweets. And this is one of the places where where it's good for nonfiction. Sudowrite was mainly built for fiction because all the other AIs were built for nonfiction. So you have to really tweak them if you want to get them to come up with fiction. Well, that's where Sudowrite really shines. But I usually go into something else. And let's see. I say, give me premises or what are we going to write tonight? Give me some ideas.
What do y'all want to see? Nothing in chat yet.
Okay. Yeah, I just open chat back up.
Gothic horror romance. A homeless girl surviving the streets of LA. I mean, that can be combined right there.
I was going to say, why don't we do that? Okay. Gothic or romance.
Homeless girl surviving the streets of LA.
Okay. So if we do a start, I want to copy that. Okay. So we have a vampire. We have another vampire. We have a homeless girl, a friend of a mysterious stranger who offers her abandoned church. Maybe he's not a vampire if he's in the church. Here we have another mysterious stranger.
Not vampires. Actually like to live in churches.
Oh, do
They
they?
actually
Okay.
control the religions. Don't take that for granted. That is something I've noticed with the word Gothic, though, in AI. It's always going to be these like haunted mansions or vampires, things like that.
Huh. A dilapidated mansion in the heart of the city. In LA? LA is too valuable. Oh, a brooding man who's probably a vampire. Okay. Which one of these do you like? Which one you don't like?
We got to vote for number 3.
Okay, the homeless girl and the whatever. So what I can do is I can put a thumbs up here. And when I do, it will get rid of that one. It will give me another one. Oh, she has supernatural powers and must Do we want to add that one in? Yes, no?
Nothing in chat yet. Oh, number 1 and a yes. Number 1 and a
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Y'all can speak up. This is your story too. So this may give us enough, but you can keep going if you don't like any of these. You could change your prompt, what you're asking for. However, anything you generate will cost you credits. Even though you don't use them, these were generated, so they do cost credits. Okay, so if I get out of here, they've changed this interface again. Isn't that sweet? I think. Let me make sure. No, it didn't. I just had a bigger screen. Okay, so it put the keepers over here.
I have a question.
Yes.
With the keepers and you go to change your prompt, will it still keep your keepers if you change the prompt?
What I would do, I'm not sure. We can try that. But I would copy these out. Edit. Oh, come on, guys. Yeah. Go here and copy. Go here and copy. Or if you close it, it should put them over in your right panel. It gives us both of those. And we can insert that. We haven't done anything here, so we just have a blank document. So if we insert that, we get both of these in this document. Then we can go back to Brainstorm and change our prompt again. That's what I would do to make sure I don't lose it. Now, Sudowrite's very good about not losing your text. I do give it kudos for that. However, I don't like to take chances. And if you ever lose something that you really didn't intend to lose, if it comes up and says, do you really want to delete this? Once you say yes, it's all over. But if something seems to have disappeared, email hi at Sudowrite, and chances are they can get it back for you.
But to answer the keeper question, I believe I did it in class yesterday. It did save the ones I had saved as I adjusted my prompt and just hit that refresh button, and it just deleted all the other cards.
Oh, okay. I'll try this. Empire lore. We'll start. Okay. Do we want them to drink blood?
Oh, what kind of empire doesn't do that?
Okay. Are they immortal and dead? This one says they are, so I'll take that one too. And then, these are keepers. So if I go back and I change the prompt.
Ways to kill vampires.
Okay. Yeah, if we're having a vampire hero, we need a slayer heroine, right? Oh, I have to click the pencil to edit it.
That's my story, Miss Lynn. No.
It's everybody's story. If your hero's a firefighter, your heroine needs to be an arsonist.
Ways to kill a vampire or become a vampire.
Okay.
And hit that refresh button next to the prompt. Oh, it already did it.
Oh, it did it. Yeah.
Oh, no, those are the same.
This is
just that top
lore.
one
This
there.
is still lore. Yeah.
Hit that refresh button.
It's lore.
And you broke it.
Yoo-hoo!
We delved too far and the Illuminati has stalled us.
Yes. I'm going to refresh the whole page. Usually, it's like a Windows computer turned off and turned it on. Sudowrite, refresh the page and see what happens. Yeah. Yes, Danielle. Did we give me the brainstorm? Okay, well, see, it kept the ways to kill a vampire. Okay, it did that. It kept our stuff, but it didn't. It changed the prompt. That's interesting. So if we go into brainstorm, see what we got. see why I got out of it and came back in it to change it. Because sometimes it's a computer, it gets confused easily. You have to be very. Okay, wooden stake through the heart, wooden stake through the heart. These are all redundant. Sorry, Nicole, this is the only way to kill a vampire.
So what I've noticed, and I've actually even though I've used Sudowrite forever, I've only noticed this recently. If you thumbs up those, it's going to give you more in the line of what you thumbs up. If you thumbs down all of those or just hit the refresh, it should give you a different variety.
Okay. Driving, witness take through the heart.
Click the refresh button, see what it does.
Okay.
By the prompt.
Oh, by the prompt.
Yeah.
Yes. But this leads into something I was going to demonstrate anyway, so that's good.
Okay. Yeah.
Staking, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Vampires, you're safe. Just don't go near any wooden stakes.
Yes.
Or the AI has no imagination on how to kill them.
It does not. It does not.
I'd be interested to see that prompt. The ways to kill vampires or become a vampire.
Well, we're going to do that.
We're
going to do that.
Oh, look,
we're going to go into quick chat.
Oh, I was going to put it in first draft, but go for it.
We could put it in first draft too, but Control K or Command K, if you're on a Mac, will give you a quick edit and quick chat. Quick chat lets you talk directly to, I think it's, OpenAI's Turbo 4? Turbo.
Yep, if the toggle's off, it's 3.5 turbo. If the toggle is on, it's 4.
Ah, yeah. 4 will cost you more money. But if I say ways to kill a vampire here, you can have the same exact kind of chat that you do over on the OpenAI. So, sounds like somebody's thought about incorporating. Yes. Okay.
Hey, have you thought about this? Yes, that's why I asked you.
I'm talking to you.
Don't be afraid to thumbs down responses like that, yo. If it's just completely useless, thumbs it down so they can track any problems.
But to me, this is not useless. This is just opening a conversation with the AI. And I love to have conversations and arguments with the AI.
Pantser at heart, she is.
That's right. Sunlight reflecting crystal, potion made from rare earth, trapping in a room filled with mirrors could fuse and weaken. With that, okay.
Vampire with a self-conscious
thing. Okay, welcome to my brainstorming process. I don't know what it's thinking. I don't know how it would do that. Yes, Jody, the AIs can get quite upset over sex and violence. In fact, any of the Claudes would say something about we shouldn't be writing that story and we should have a thoughtful discussion about meaningful relationships. Exactly, Danielle. That's why I thought it was. Let's see. Both. Now, I may get back an apology. Oh, you're absolutely right. Okay, but they're still going to be confused and frustrated. Okay. Let's forget that. But this is the way you can do it. Right here, you can say, give me 10 premises for a vampire novel. Give me ideas for doing this. Give me an unusual plot twist. And it will go back and forth. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. You need to talk to Nicole. If you want to write that kind of book, she's the person to talk to. Oh, of course I can. I didn't find anything of use here, but I hit Control K and I went into Quick Chat. And this one, because I don't have higher quality, it's going to be the cheaper one. Now remember, this is going to cost credits. What you send to the AI, what you come back from the AI is going to cost you. If I want a better quality answer, which in this case, yeah, maybe I do, I can go to higher quality. And yes, it is Command K on a Mac. So you get quick edit or quick chat. Once you've gotten something in here, you can use quick edit to talk to the AI about making changes. But that's a little bit more advanced because we really don't have anything here in the text to do yet. So that's how to get a conversation going with the AI while you're in a document. But what we're going to do here is I am going to copy this. I didn't know we had copied it before. I'm just going to, and I'm going to show you another nifty tool. I'm going to add a new blank document because this will only work in a blank document. Yeah, I'm not titling them, so it's not doing anything. When you're in a blank document, you can click on the plugins menu. Don't ask me why it's under the plugins menu because it's not a plugin. That's my pet peeve for the night. But here you have.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean
Go
to
ahead.
interrupt. Well, I had time. I was just going to say, y'all, please remember, because in 5 seconds, somebody's going to ask. The key to getting to where she is right now, that first draft option, is you need that blank document. I can't stress it enough. Your document, that area where it says Untitled 2, type here, cannot have anything. I think it can have a title, maybe. But it needs to be a blank document before you can access that first draft, or you will not even see the option. Very important to remember that.
And you find it in plugin, and that's important because it's not obvious. So blank document plugin. But we're going to click on first draft. And it's going to say, what do you want a draft of? And it gives you some examples. Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to put in the 2 prompts that we got before. And I'm going to click on go or hit enter. And see what it does. It actually starts writing. Now, you can use it to do brainstorming if you want to, but I just told it to take this premise and start writing. Okay, it tells us why she was there. Left with no one to turn to. She knows she's different from the other homeless people. Sees things she can't unsee, hears things she can't unhear. Okay. Her heart races, which may or may not be okay. She has a dream. It's still going, okay. Okay, she has power. Yeah, they're in the middle of a busy street, sound of chatter. Okay, so that gave us 1334 words, which is not bad at all. Now, another tool that if I wanted to use it, what I could do is leave the cursor where it is. And if I come over here to the little down arrow at right, I can look at the right settings. And on my right settings, I am using 3 cards. You can go from 1 to 6. And you can have a card of 50 words to 500 words. 50 words is not going to benefit you very much because there's not much it can do with that here for now. And I am using Claude Opus, which is the most expensive. Fastest is GPT or 3.5. Most accurate is GPT-4. Balanced is for Turbo. Best Pros is Claude 2.0. And Unfiltered is Weaver's Manser. And here's some other, we call them experimental because enough people haven't said, yeah, I like this to make them part of the standard, but you can use them. And some of these are extremely cheap. Is it Minstrel that's so cheap?
Yeah, Mixtral with the X.
Minstrel?
And it's not bad either, but it goes crazy with long outputs.
Yeah. A lot of these do go crazy with long output other than the Claude ones.
I like Goliath too. It's creative, but it's one that easily goes off rails too.
Okay. Now I'm going to change to Sonnet here just because of time. It generates a whole lot faster than Opus does. Now the creativity slider doesn't do exactly what you would think it would do. Least creative means the AI is less creative. It follows your instructions better. Most creative is, okay, AI, write your story however you want. I like mine about in here. Oh, is medium free right now? Yeah, the tense here can vary. If you want a particular tense, I would say that in your prompt. Up here at the top when I said that. The prompt's gone now, and Sudowrite will title it for you. If you don't give it a title, it will title it for you. You can change the title. You can back over here and change whatever you want. But you can write. First draft is great for writing nonfiction. You can get it to outline an article, a book, whatever you want it to do. Or you can use it to write prose. And for our prose here, let's come down to the end and put the cursor here. And if I click write, you say, place the cursor at the end of some text and click write. And Sudowrite will continue. And it will continue over here in the right panel. It's going to think about it. And because I have 3 cards with 500 words, generate about 1,500 words for me, which will cost credits. Okay, so here we have her walking by. She walks by a young mother, elderly man, exploring the city, sitting on a park bench. Here she's walking and she notices the auras of people. Somebody joins her. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, now see here it stopped right in the middle. I could put that over and click writing and it should follow along again. But if you notice, this whole thing is told, which doesn't make for very exciting writing. So there are ways to fix that. I'm going to stick with just this much right now so we can use some other ones. But we'll find out how much these things have cost us. If you see here, it says show recent activity. Okay, auto write cost us 4102 credits. The first draft cost us 1250, and the quick chat didn't cost us anything at all. What else? What else I've been doing lately? Oh, yeah, brainstorm. The second one cost us 115, and the first one cost us 150. So that's how you can tell. Oh, yeah, and right, it moved to the past. So what I would do to take care of a lot of that, I would, and I think Rewrite can handle it.
Make a prompt, do that.
Yeah, we're not getting into plugins right now.
That's it.
This is a beginning class.
Sure.
Huh? So I'm going to click on rewrite. Oh, yeah, passage is too long. I wish they'd expand that, but I can do it a little at a time. You'll notice that the word counter is giving me how many words I have done. It said 600 words, didn't it? Okay. And if I click on rewrite, I get several choices. I can make it shorter, more descriptive, show not tell, more inner conflict, more intense, or I can customize. I am going to see if I can do two at once. Now, it's better to give positive prompts than negative prompts, but it does understand show, don't tell. But I'm going to say avoid telling. And I am going to say third person past tense. And see if it'll fix both those problems at once. It probably won't, because the AIs really aren't very smart. They're more like toddlers. So give it one thing to do at a time and the other thing to do at a time.
There's a question there from Jody.
I see that. Yeah. Now, it depends on what you're trying to do, especially if you want to keep it on track. You might try shorter. Or what you can do is you can use a cheaper model to see which way it's going. And then if it's going in the direction you want, you can change your model. But okay, here we say, there's a young girl huddles under the bridge. Well, shields her. We're getting deeper into her world, but not necessarily her viewpoint. Oh, and she's still present tense. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, we're still in present tense. Okay, here we have as she walked into the city. So here we're past tense. That's why I like to do multiples.
Miss Lynn, is it
Yes.
possible that that one that's in past tense is not your rewrite? Is it possible that one's your right?
You're right.
You're
You're
left.
absolutely right. I lowered my screen to see the activity, but now let's go up. Oh, Nicole tells us we can't select the model for rewrite. I thought that what you selected under write settings worked for everything, but I guess it doesn't.
No, ma'am, not yet.
Okay.
It's in the future, they want us to be able to select all the
They promise us,
models.
yes. So some people, Nicole especially, really likes to write this way. This is not my favorite way to write. But what I do want to do is I want to take the same thing and I want to do rewrite. Okay, I got 2 cards under rewrite. And I want to, I'm going to customize anyway. One of if I do it, I want to do her viewpoint first.
And while Miss Lynn's doing that, I like writing this way because I like to, if I know how I want my scene to start, I can just start typing out my scene. And then whenever I come to a block and I need the AI's help, I can just click that button. It'll give me something. Then I can use it as much or as little as I need it and still stay in a flow where I'm writing, get the AI's help when I need it, go back to writing. I find it very relaxing.
What do you mean by when you say I prefer writing this way versus her way, which was that way? What do you mean when you say this way versus that way? I'm sorry, I got confused.
All right. So I like to fill out my story Bible so it keeps track of my style, genre, and characters, all that information. But then once I've linked my outline, which y'all are going to see all of that in later sessions, I'm not trying to confuse anybody, but let's just say this page was blank. I would know I'm on chapter 1. I start writing the scene however I feel it, just typing out those words. I get to a point, I don't know what I want to happen next. I'll hit auto write or guided write. Let it give me something, possibly add it in there, or if it gave me other ideas, I'll just keep typing. And I'll insert that and just go back to typing. So just back and forth where I'm manually typing things in and using the AI.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you.
And what you can do if you like to write that way, you could compress that, you can compress that, and you can have a clear screen to write on. And then you have, when you get stuck, if you want help, you have these tools to help you with.
It's so pretty when it's that way.
But if you see here, it shows me what it changed. And it did change it to past tense. And it did put it closer into her point of view. She was trying to ward off the cold, see through her skin on her bones. She curled into a ball, pulled her chest. Now, let me see what the second one did. Okay, we have some dialogue there. And here we have, oops, is that the same one? Yeah, past there. See if the second one's better or worse. Yeah.
Now, since you've already paid for these rewrite, all the 2 cards that it generated, if you wanted to, you could grab bits and pieces of each of them because you've already paid for them, right? If you wanted to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I could, or the first one in, I could copy it or I could insert it. Insert it will put it at the bottom, I think. I don't think it overwrites it, but I don't want to take a chance. So what I can do, catch up, is I can put it here. I can take that one. This one has more dialogue, I believe. I can use the other tools on it. I can cut and paste it, put it in another document. And also, I have a history button here. Almost every area has a history button. And if you click on it, this one's probably not going to work right. I think they just added it. But here on the history button for the document, it saves it every now and then. If I go back to this one, it's not going to have that I just copied. If I go back to this one, you can restore whichever version you want. See, if I click restore, it's going to write it back into the main area. But because this is already in the main area, I don't need to do that. But if I wanted to put this one back, if I click restore, it would overwrite the other one. But if I don't want to do that, I can just click the X to get rid of it. Or I could cut and paste something from the history and put it wherever I want it. Yes, I love the history button too.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because my approach is coming from a different way, a different angle.
Okay.
Because I have like a TV show with a show Bible, and I have 3 screenplay episodes. So is there a way that I can load the show Bible in and the screenplays in? Because I just want to convert
I am so glad you said that. I am very glad you brought that up. Yes, you can. However, what we always recommend, or some of us recommend, to start with something small that's new and that you're not invested in, just to learn the tools. Do a fairy tale retelling. Do something like we're doing tonight. But yes, especially with the story Bible, is where you can put all your elements that you already know in.
Okay.
And then
That can be uploaded in.
Yes. And then you can bring in your existing prose. And we'll get into more of that tomorrow night. But just make sure that you know how the tool works, basically, to start.
Got it.
And then here we have describe. And we have sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, and a metaphor. So especially if you're like me on your non-AI writing, and your description is a little thin, you can ask the AI to include these things. Now, what it will do, it will generate a card for each one of these, unless you tell it not to. I don't want the metaphor. I don't think I want the taste for this. I don't care. I'm pretty free with my credits. I have lots of credits. But so what I can do is here, she took in her surroundings, and we don't know what those surroundings are. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight this. And I can click on describe up here. I can click on describe down here. Or if I wanted just to enlarge it, I could click on expand here. Visualize makes a picture out of it using Dolly 3. We'll try that in a minute. But right now, let's choose describe. And it's going to think about it. Okay, so it's going to tell us this is what she's seeing. Greens and purples, vibrant wildflowers, sparkling starlight, streams, colorful flowers, beauty and magic. The air was filled with sweet floral scent, reminiscent of lavender lilies, wood smoke, earthy musk. Sweet fragrance filled the air, filled with scents of wildflowers intertwined with hints of pine and earth. I like that. The sound was the wind whispered secrets in her ear. Carry soft chirping birds, distant sounds, rustling of wind through the leaves, magical tune, a symphony of nature, rustle of leaves, chirping of birds. Seems like we're getting repeats here, which that may be because I have the 3 cards and it's trying to come up with 3 different descriptions. The grass is cool and damp, dewy drops cling to her toes. Yeah, okay, so I'm getting 3 sets, 3 cards for each set, which is going to cost more credits, but that's okay. So I can copy them out, I could insert them, I could mix and match them, whatever I wanted to do. So that's how describe works. Now visualize, let's see. Let's go back to site. That one looks good. I'm just going to cut and paste it. If I do that, and I click visualize, we'll see what happens. And Dolly 3 is a big improvement over what it used to be, over Dolly 2. So sometimes it's not bad. I use Midjourney more if I want to do that. And for this, it doesn't really go into your pros, whether you want to use it or not. But okay, this might help us. Let's see if I insert, see if it goes, yeah, it goes in there, it gets bigger. But that's not bad.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see what we're spending here. Because there is a cost associated with everything, remember. Okay, visualize costs 2,500 credits, and that's pretty set, no matter what you're doing. Describe costs 472. The last rewrite we did was 761, and the first one was 655, which in the scheme of things, that's not much. But you have to figure out whether it's worth it, whether you want to use credits, whether you'd rather write it yourself, modify it yourself, whatever you would rather do. Yeah, and John makes a good point. You remember all these blank documents we made? You could stick stuff in there. You could use them as holding places. If you want to copy stuff, leave it for later, you certainly can. You could I usually have one called snippets where I cut stuff out, or if I'm deleting a big section and I think it doesn't go here, but I might use it later, I might give it its own document with extracts, scenes, or whatever I want to call it. And let's see, the Canvas person isn't here, so I'm not going to worry about Canvas tonight. Canvas is an outlining tool, but I think it's better. Oh, I don't want that. Come on down. if you want to do your outline, you have several different let me refresh again. I don't know what happened. And this may be one of the tools that doesn't work well in dark mode. If it doesn't, we'll fix it. Yeah, it's hard to see in dark mode. But you can have, let me switch. Let me switch back to sorbet. You have several different outline forms. You can use the hero's journey. You can use Hollywood Beats, which is Save the Cat, story circle, or a romance outline. And each one of those will tell you what it does and will give you examples of stories written using that outline. We'll use the hero's journey. Of course, Star Wars is the ultimate hero's journey one. And you can type in your story concept, or if you have scenes outlined, you can copy them in and then say you need a bridging scene. You go from here to here, but you don't know what you want in the middle. You can put part 1 here and part 3 here, and then ask it to fill in part 2, and it will do that for you. However, there's no real easy way to put that back into the prose area, so you basically have to cut and paste, and Story Bible has its own outliner, and I like that one better. But if you have a partial outline, this might be your friend. Any questions on that? Yeah, it could be a pen board. You can certainly use it like that. If you want more Canvas information, Nicole has a wonderful video, and I think she put the link in the chat earlier. Can you put it again, Nicole, for those who came in late?
Yes, ma'am.
If I go back to the project, I assume you have it, your clipboard someplace. And you may hear all of these tools that we've talked about tonight as laser tools or plain Sudowrite, the original Sudowrite. And that's because Story Bible came in later and it's everything else. And a lot of people, maybe most people, use Story Bible totally. I like to use Story Bible and then use these tools to edit, because these tools make fabulous editing tools. And we'll get into that. We'll get into Story Bible tomorrow night. We'll go through that more. And then Thursday, basically, we'll talk about what you want to talk about, but I can show you some editing too if we don't get to it tomorrow night. Ask me questions. What would you like to see again? What don't you understand? What are you confused? Nobody? Does anybody have any more advanced questions that if all the beginning questions have been asked? Are you awake? What I would really like for you to do is to go away tonight, tomorrow, and actually use it. And yeah, I know this is why this the people who really said they wanted these late night courses aren't showing up to these late night courses. Of course, for me, it's not late night, but I understand. Oh, you want quick edit. Okay. Yes. Danielle, I understand. If you use it between now and tomorrow and you come back and you have questions, okay, quick edit. Let's see. Let me pick a thing. Me too, Devon. Okay, so if I do a Control K, I get into the quick edit. And so here we can tell Sudowrite how to edit your collection. And here I get a chance to try the same thing I tried a while ago, and I'll click on edit, and it wipes out what I said. Okay. Yeah. Okay. These drawn up, she wrapped her arms around them. So we've got the tense. Yeah, it's real similar to track changes in Word. And I have a choice. I can reject it or I can accept it. Now, the words have been generated, so the credits have been taken out. Rejecting it isn't going to make a difference. And you can give it, once again, you're talking directly to the chat. So you can give it any prompt you want to, even if you want to argue with it. Like vampires can't see themselves in mirrors or whatever. You can do that here. So it's like a rewrite using chat instead of the rewrite here. And you do have your choice of the GPT-4 or GPT 3.5. Okay, let's accept it and see what happens. Word spinner. And it replaced it. Sure, I can show the rewrite custom feature. If I click on rewrite, all right. Okay, do another paragraph. I can do rewrite here, I can do rewrite here, it doesn't really matter. The canned ones are rephrase, shorter, more descriptive, show not tell, more inner conflict, more intense. But if you click on customize, you just enter text in here. It's a free-form block that you can type anything in here you want. What do you want us to say here? What I've been saying all night?
Tell her to cuss.
Okay.
Actually, there's no dialogue, so that'll be interesting to see how.
Yeah, I'll see what it does. Whoa! I wasn't expecting that.
Neither was I.
That's interesting.
Wow. It's late at night for the AI.
It got so angry so quickly.
If I was trying to get it to do that, it would probably lecture me.
Dirty words is a magical little phrase I learned from John Cresson to get some nice cursing.
I just said add profanity.
Yeah, this is like one of those where, okay, look, I've had it. This is it.
She's sassy.
He is, yeah. How about that? Rachel, what you could do is you could create a document here and add your first chapter in, and you could highlight it and either go into chat and say, give me suggestions for the story's beginnings, or you could do a rewrite and say something like, start with more action, add more emotion, whatever you'd want to do, whatever you feel that's missing. Yeah, but we're not getting into plugins tonight.
Sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there because I did try a couple.
Yes, there are plugins to solve a bunch of these problems. And we will get to that, I promise.
No, we got in trouble tonight.
That's right.
But I do want you to understand the basic software before we get into plugins.
And I do agree with that. But I do want to let you know that is out there. And if it was me, I would probably do what she said with the one of the quick tools, or maybe a rewrite. But what's the maximum rewrite can do? 600 words?
Yeah, it's not great. But the chat can do quite a bit, can it?
I know it'll give me like an outline length, but
Yeah.
outline, so I'm not sure.
Let's see.
We can highlight up to 1,000. Was that what you're asking?
This is slightly over 1,000. So what I'm going to do is come on. Huh. What the heck? Come here. I just started. Oh, okay. I do a Control K. Oh, here it is. I didn't see it. Okay, go ahead. Click at it. And I'm going to come in here and I don't know what the AI knows as far as compelling goes. I don't know that its idea of compelling is my idea of compelling. Okay, so it's telling us this mysterious figure. Move that out of the way. It only gave me, 3 lines? Like that. That doesn't fit in with our third person point of view from Jane's. I'm going to reject that. But that's how you would do it. You could copy and look for suggestions, different openings, you could also put that in first draft. And in the prompt, you could copy in your beginning. You couldn't copy the whole chapter. But then you might want to give me suggestions to make the opening more powerful, compelling, emotional. Good night, Jody. Sleep well. So that's another thing that you can do. This is a computer, and there's lots of different ways to accomplish the same thing. And also, because it's a computer, it has been trained on lots and lots of data. It's read lots and lots of books, lots of articles, but its writing skills, or it's read good writing and it's read bad writing, unfortunately. So it does make the same mistakes that beginning writers do. So you have to bring your own writing skills to bear to get it to work. I don't think QuickChat can see all the documents.
Yeah. I have the link posted, a Google Doc posted in the chat here.
Super.
So QuickChat looks at, so whenever you type something in, it does a search. QuickChat looks at docs in the project with seemingly relevant contents, highlighted text, all characters, and genre.
Yeah. And that the character and genres, if you have the story Bible turned on, which it gives you have a brain dump, a genre, style, synopsis, characters, and outline. And that's what we will get to tomorrow.
And I'll post that link again in case anybody missed it. And that's coming directly. That's information from Ryan.
Okay. Good.
I think I have prompts. Yeah, I gave some prompt ideas for y'all to play with too.
Super. Any other questions? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the cars and the number of cars and the length of cars. Does that mean how many options it gives me and how many words it's gonna spit out in each option? Okay.
Yes.
Is there, let's say that I'm asking it to rewrite a paragraph with 1,000 words, and I don't want it to give me 3 options of all these words. Can I ask it to give me 3 options with the first 150 words so I can see where these are going and then pick the right one for it to generate 1,000 words?
What you would want to do is you would want to, especially for rewrite, because rewrites doesn't have the same controls, highlight the number of words that you want rewritten. And then here, you can select the number of cards. So if you only want one, go here. sometimes I like 2 here because what I was getting a lot of times was in the first card, it was just repeating what I had said or something. But then the really good stuff was in the second card. Like I was doing a romantic suspense and the hero and heroine are at odds. And because it's the beginning of the book. And the first card got them together, they agreed, everything was fine. The second card kept the conflict and kept it going. Now, Rachel, what suggestions are you talking about?
So if you have in here, you have just the text that you have selected. And when it thinks about how it's going to rewrite that, is it only solely looking at what you have selected and a different way to say that? Or will it take into account like the rest of the text that you have in that there? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, rewrite will only look at what you have selected.
Okay.
It won't. Now there's other things that will.
What are those? Or does that plug in?
Some plugins, Write will read back a certain amount of words. And of course, in Story Bible, we'll get into when we generate the prose, what everything looks at.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I promise.
What is the best way to shorten a long, like brain dump kind of thing and make something concise?
You can use the rewrite, and one of the things is shorter.
Okay.
Oh, and I was gonna go in and see how many credits we've used, see what we've been doing. Okay. Quick edit must be free for now. The rewrite was 160 credits, which is nothing. So
Quick edit and quick chat are free as long as you don't have that toggle turned on. So you're using the 3.5 turbo.
I think I toggled it on to show you how it toggles, but I didn't use it.
And I use it all the time, but honestly, I can't even begin to give you an estimate of what it has cost, but I've had lots of good luck with just the free version.
We can tell. Yeah, the free version seems to be doing okay. Especially about profanity. Oh, I want to try something. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to do quick edit. I'm going to switch the quality. And I'm going to say add profanity. Now we have yeah. It's more creative profanity than the other one was. And let's see what it cost. 1858 credits. It's just
But I'm sorry, Miss Lowell, I didn't mean to step on you. Does it save this in history if you accept it, but then you say later on you might want to look at what you had before or vice versa? It does?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
let's see. If I accept this, then I go back to my history. Well, I can go all the way back. Or I can go back. Probably that's without that. So we probably shouldn't have profanity in here. Sudowrite's very good about saving and keeping track of things and not losing things. And I think that's one place where the team really listened to the users and said, we can't lose words. Words are precious. We hoard them. Don't make us lose words. Whether I want to keep that version or not, I don't know, because for teaching purposes, that may not be great. What else? What do you want to know?
I just want to go into all my projects now and highlight, rewrite, add profanity. Because I don't have enough of that.
Of course not. You
Now I'm
never
gonna
have
think-
enough of that.
I'm going to think of some other words to add too.
What is it you say to get sexual content?
Pornographic descriptions. And then I might ask for like graphic sexual content or the actual act.
Well, she's by herself, so that may be. I'll let you try that one.
I was going to say that's a Sunday morning thing. What's interesting is that when you told it to add profanity, it did, but it also made it grittier. So I'm wondering if we ever asked it to just make something grittier, if it'll pull that forth without using the profanity. I'll have to test that sometime.
Let's see.
When I ask for gritty, edgy, and dark, I think that's what Marigold uses too. It'll do that without the profanity stuff. I get the profanity because I ask for crude language or vulgar dialogue.
Okay.
Gritty, dark. Yeah, gritty, dark, and edgy.
Okay.
And y'all, I highly want to encourage y'all to play around with style words. Have fun with it.
I wonder if it thinks rough concrete and biting wind is gritty.
I think it's like the dark. It's bringing in that kind of
Yeah.
melancholy feel. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
We're right.
Biting.
I'm very good at words.
Fighting to survive, and let's see.
In this gritty, for sure, more of it.
Gnaws at her flesh. Both
I
neat
like it.
fingers tremble.
Sounds more like my writing right there.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
it better too.
I didn't know this was a gritty, edgy story, but why not?
Puts you more in the feel of it because she's a homeless girl in a big city.
Yeah. And it's giving us more of her viewpoint, what she's experiencing, I think, even though
Yeah, agreed.
it's not quite as telling as that one is.
That's also a good example as to why we recommend changing your style up too as you go through the story. Because there may be another scene where it's more hopeful sounding, so you want to,
Yeah,
don't want
just-
to dark and edgy in your style box or anything like that. Change it to something else.
Yeah,
to-
because when she goes into the fantasy world, we wouldn't want that, I don't think. Oh. I haven't read all of this, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but you like meta AI, huh?
Oh, sorry, I was responding to Jonathan about
No,
it.
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I like meta. It didn't do when I asked it for dark romance ideas, it didn't do oh, he needs to change and leave that life of the mafia. It was just like, oh, let's add some hopelessness and all this other stuff. I'm cheering it on.
Yeah, most of the AIs are cheerful and they want happily ever after and everybody gets along and we're all in it together. Absolutely all in it together.
Yeah, it can do screenplay format. I actually demonstrated that in a video too, but we use the genre and style box. Play around with your
Oops.
wording there. Miss Lynn, did you want to keep the recording going or did you stop it already?
I think I'll stop the recording and then we can talk about anything off the recording. This has been Sudowrite 101, and I thank you all for joining us. And stay tuned for part 2.